Yogis offer yagnas to the gods, while others offer yagna by the yagna itself into the fire of the Supreme. So Sri Krishna describes the ideal yagna in this verse. What is offering yagna to the gods? The yogis described in verses 25 to 30 are of two types. The first are karma yogis, as described by Sri Krishna in this verse. The second are hatha yogis. The description in this verse is that of a karma yogi, and Sri Krishna will describe hatha yogis in the 27th, 28th, 29th and 30th verses. Offering yagnas to the gods means worshipping and honoring the gods. Whatever efforts one makes in life can be turned to yagnas to gods. For example, when a farmer is working a farm, then if you try to understand it subtly, then this is a yagna to the gods. This is because he is doing penances to so many gods. There is the god of earth, as we say the mother earth, to whom he gives a seed. He plants the seed with deep faith. He then makes use of the water god and pours water onto the soil. Then he looks up at the sky and he folds his hand at the sun god. He makes prayers to the god of rain and also the god of wind. After performing all those yagnas to the gods, the result of the yagna is that after 3 or 4 months, many crops are growing nicely all over his farm. This is the oblation of his yagna. He will use and eat those oblations all year round. If he understands this, then his business of farming will become a yagna. Whatever one does in life can be changed into a yagna. This is because we always make use of nature one way or the other. In the old times, on the full moon night during the month of Shravan, which is around August, all businessmen would lay fruits on the waters of the sea to make obedience to the god of sea, because was due to the sea all their exports went. All the goods and products travelled in ships. This is a yagna to the god of the sea. We cannot live life without the gods. This is yagna. Yagna we defined last week as 3 things. Who remembers yagna? Yep, Dev Puja, worship of the gods. Donations, done. And the second? Exactly, excellent. Gathering people together for a noble purpose like we're doing now, which is called Sangati Karnam. Hi, Jai Shri Krishna. So those 3 things, what are they again? Worship of the gods, Dev Puja, Sangati Karnam, which is gathering people for a noble purpose, and Dan, donations. Okay, so this is a yagna. We have to understand one thing clearly. You've heard of yagnas such as Gomeda, Ashwamedha, Naramedha. This is not when people used to kill cows, horses and people, because this is wrong. Yagna in fact involves making obedience to and honouring gods, as well as giving charity, dan. In Gomeda, cows were gathered from all 4 directions, and people will find out which cow gives the most milk out of all the cows, and which cow has the most strength. They'll see why such a cow would give milk. In Ashwamedha, horses would be gathered from all 4 directions to find out which horse had the most strength. People would think about this during the yagna. They would decide on a course of action. I earlier taught about Sangati Karnam, or gathering people together towards the same goal. One year, people would get together and decide that cows should be kept as nice as possible, should be kept as clean as possible, should be used correctly, and should give milk efficiently. People would gather in the same way that they gather for technology fairs today. This used to happen in the old days, and this was Gomeda Yagna. Horses were gathered together because they were necessary for wars and transportation. This was Ashwamedha. People would also get together to decide what would be best for society and for people. This was called Naramedha. Through all these different sacrifices, one great yagna was held throughout the world. This looks symbolic to us, but it was very clear in those times. As time went on, the language went further and further away from us, and we began to understand it symbolically. In old days, people knew that in the grand yagna, every person could sacrifice to the yagna. In order for the person's yagna to be great, the performer of the yagna had to be great. In the Ashwamedha yagna, a king would let his horse loose, and the horse would go to the kingdom of all the kings. If many of these kings tied the horse to the kingdom, then war would have been taken place with those kings. The meaning of this is that this horse is great and it has great strength. The king was asking the other kings if they had a greater horse than this. If the kings did not have a better horse than this, then they would accept the fact that this other horse was greater than theirs. The other kings would have to show if their horses had better qualities than this horse. If the horses did not have better qualities, then they would have to accept defeat. If the horses were better, then they would tie the horse, and the king would let that horse loose, and who let that horse loose would go and learn from if it was actually better, read the case through war. People would not go to war to fight, but to learn from each other. It was an exchange of views. Gomeda, Ashwamedha, and Naramedha were these different types of yagnas. These were yagnas to the gods. There were also Rajasvi yagnas to find out who was entitled to the throne and to select that person. Shri Krishna says that people perform these yagnas, different types of yagnas. Some yogins offer yagnas to the gods, while others offer yagna by yagna itself into the fire of the Supreme. Okay, that's the end of